How being ugly is a blessing. How being ugly is a blessing. Look at me. Look at all my blackheads. Look at that. Look at my hairline. Look at how pale I am. I almost become invisible as I walk back. True story, right? See, let's define ugly. We know what ugly is not.
You're not ugly. You're average at worst. Is this man ugly?
Yes. Judging by some people's standard, yeah, he is.
So general. We're talking about in general society. Some people, individual, yes. On average, you think this guy's getting below a 5. Below a 5. Hold on.
I almost become invisible.
It all depends on how tall he is and stuff like that, but yeah. I think he could get a 4. Depending for some people. I don't think he's like horrid. I've seen some horrid people. Like, this shit is all jacked up. I wouldn't give him a 2. I wouldn't give him a 3. But he knows. It's fine. It's okay.
You're not ugly. You're not even close to it. You're at best, worst average, and you're probably going to be hovering around 5s, 6s, and 7s. Some people are even going to find your look so different, they're going to weight you way higher too, because of the fact you got blonde hair and pale skin. There's going to be some people who are into that. Good build.
You think a few people think he's ugly?
I think most people just think he's just, When you say ugly, you're talking about people who are actually like revolting. We're talking about fucking Quasimodo from the last cut video. That's an ugly person.
You see, ugly and revolting.
Okay, if there's ugly, average, and attractive.
I think revolting is like a different level of ugly that's very, very, very ugly. You can be ugly and not be revolting.
When you're saying ugly, you're going to 2s, 3s, and 1s.
If I could get ugly in my worst case.
What do you think your rating is?
My rating is about a 6 quasi-normal day. I could climb up to, like, if I dress nice and everything and stuff, got the nice cologne and stuff like that, I could climb up to 8. If I talk about the world, I could climb to a low 8.
Generally, you take care of yourself. So you're hovering between a 6 and a 7. Because most of the time, you take care of yourself.
Sure.
Okay? So that's where you're at. That's like where your score is generally.
Sure.
Okay, so you're not ugly. You're above average. Maybe it's because I've been around people who are very ugly. I've been around like the nerdy side of the world. I've been around like people who are social rejects and spend all their days. I want to be a Discord mod. Okay, that's people I see. Them niggas is ugly. They're like, I don't think you understand the berth.
The worst is that
the wide berth between you and those people. That's why when I hear
you're saying that it's not even an insult.
No.
I know.
It hurts to look at some of them.
God damn.
No. It is.
What hurts the most is that it's not even, when he says it like that, it's not an insult.
No, because it's just like, bro, you can try.
It comes from a place of.
Nah, you can fight, and I believe in you to fight. But you're not doing uphill, nigga. It's straight up parallel. Like, you better walk on walls, Spider-Man, because the climb you gotta make. Okay, Stephen Hawking, you gotta make a steep. Okay,
I hope you have some brakes on them reels.
I look at some people and I'm like, bro, your biggest issue is that you're just average.
Okay, so you think this guy's average?
He's got a good build. He's got a very good build, wide shoulders, and you know what the thing he got going for him is? He got an interesting face. He got a face you can't help but stare at it. Not for the wrong reasons either. It just looks different. Like, he's got like traditionally Afrocentric features.
So he's different.
But because of the thing that makes people albino, right? He got that going on. Yeah. He's got the hairline that it's proceeding, so it's not like he got balding issues.
No, but you could do something with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like your hairline's just too far forward. Cut the bitch. Nobody cares. That's not a real problem. I can't do this. No matter how much I do this, it's not coming forward. Unless I want to get that Myron hair transplant, it's just not gonna happen.
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay? It's like,
your hair has to grow.
You're not ugly. Listen, I was ugly for a long time, but it's because I self-sabotaged. Okay? I just have to own that. Okay? Okay? I did. I self-sabotaged. Like, I was being stupid. Okay? And even during my self-sabotage.
For no good reason.
Listen, I acknowledge.
Why?
We don't need to get into
For no good reason, my guy. Sometimes, motherfucker, I pick you up and then you sit in my car and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Hey, listen, it don't even matter. You wanna know why it don't matter? Because they still So I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But moving past that.
Why are you doing this?
I'm saying some people magnify their own rejections in life and then really harp on those to think like it's a real reflection of how most people feel about them. I think there's a certain segment of the population that overestimate. I'm a 10. Shut up, stupid. You're not even close.
No,
okay?
you're not.
And then there's some people who are just like, I'm super ugly. It's like, no. And me, I'm like hovering the average to above average. I'm okay with that. We good. Some of y'all are ugly, but a lot of y'all are just average. And the thing about being average is like you're kind of coasting. You can get some dates, but you don't have the experience of really attractive people. So you're like, oh, I'm not them. I must be ugly. It's like, no, trust me. Ugly people's existence is just built different. The idea of being like 1,000% invisible, a lot of you don't know it. You're not invisible, bitch. You're hiding in your home. People can't see you because you're not outside. So all this to say, he's starting off the video saying why it's great to be ugly. I'm like, my guy, the guy from the other video who said, what was that video? Yeah. My experience being ugly? Yeah. He's ugly. Yeah. And he still found a girl. And they still together.
Shout out to you.
He was ugly. God bless him. There was things he could do to improve himself, absolutely, but that's ugly. Is he close to that?
No.
That's all I'm saying. Listen, it's good to be self-critical, but don't be so self-critical that you're just like now mocking people.
Ugly is not what's on Vogue. Ugly is not what's on, GQ. That's not ugly. Society has a standard, and everybody who does not meet that, they fall short. And the further along you get in terms of how you look physically, you become more and more ugly. The further you look from GQ, the further you look from, whatever women's magazine there is, you're ugly. And that's how the world will see you. And that's how society will treat you. And I'm standing here to explain to you how I was treated as such. I'm ugly. Now, I am okay with the way I look. I think I look good, a little bit, But I understand that in a way I am ugly, because even further from how everybody can see there's a natural way of things, I am not that. I am not the natural look. I stick out.
There's a difference between being ugly and being different. I know tall model-like women who up until end of high school were made fun of, and then right after they graduate, they're in runways in Paris, right? They were made fun of as being giants or long, lanky legs and are super self-conscious. There's a difference between different and ugly.
I understand what you're saying, and you're perfectly right. The problem is how he was treated. The end result, he was treated the same way as the uglies. So to him, it doesn't make any difference. And he could see, and I believe that according to his experience, he could say that he's ugly because he lived that experience as well.
When I grew up, it was everybody treats me like I'm radioactive. Some people would come in contact with me. Some people would want to get to know me. But mostly everybody around me, especially in elementary school, it was almost like being around me was dangerous to their health. It was like being around me tainted their reputation as in a social hierarchy sense. Like if you were a cool person, hanging around me was not cool because look at I look like a freaking like one of the mushrooms you see in your garden growing, the white ones, or like an iPod charger or something.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he said that shit. I'm like, I see it now. I see it. I don't know. Oh shit! Hey, Super Mario, that's crazy. He do look like one of the Mario mushrooms, the ones that you use to get a little speed boost. Oh.
Just like
that was wild. I've never heard that. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
At a young age, I got to understand that, I got to understand just how naturally evil people are. Because they only really care about themselves. Because hanging around me, even though we would laugh and even though we would be friendly with each other, because he didn't want other people to look at you a certain way, oh, we can't hang out. And that's just one example. But how was that a blessing? How was that a blessing? Because what it taught me at a young age is that people are very fickle and they will turn their back on you. Your friends will do it. People you just meet. People will be insulting. They'll hurt you for no reason. Because they might have their reasons, but it doesn't necessarily matter what the reasons are. But it's okay. Because I also got to experience friends who I still know to this day in elementary school who stuck with me from kindergarten literally to now. I know people who are not like that. So there's a dichotomy. But I didn't go to saying, oh man, I hate these people. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe people are like that. Why does the world have to be like this? And then all of a sudden I shoot up a school, or all of a sudden I become hurtful to others because I'm trying to inflict how I'm feeling on them.
Americans are wild, bro. Yeah, listen, y'all call me stupid. Listen, I'm a good person. I didn't blow this place up. I didn't come through with that AR and give you that spray, baby. Like, bro, I'm a good person.
Levels.
Level. They just said they didn't like you.
Your level.
Okay. Wow. Americans.
It's a blessing because God kind of like showed me like, look, it's all right, man. It's okay. It's okay to what? It's okay to not be accepted by the group. And this is the point of this video. See, everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody seeks validation because as I'm ugly, I understand that. It's okay to not be accepted. People didn't like me in high school, in kindergarten, in college, right now, at the Walmart I walk to, whenever I sit on a bus stop. People don't like me because of the way I look, but some will. But most importantly, it's okay because I'm not dead yet. No one accepts me. A lot of people don't accept me. People run away from me. People gawk at me because of my skin color, but it's okay. I can speak what's morally right. I can tell people the truth because I don't care about the consequence of how they feel. I can be who I need to be and who I'm supposed to be and who I know God wants me to be.
All you attractive people are fake as fuck. That's what he's essentially saying. Uglies are the real truth tellers. That's essentially what he's getting at. Because he doesn't care.
I don't care about your feelings.
Because you don't care about. Because you don't care about mine.
You don't care about mine.
Yeah, fuck you.
You didn't care about mine, and God sent me for you to suffer my wrath, so you will know by the truth that you is a piece of garbage.
I have a confidence because I'm ugly. I have a confidence that I've been with people, with women who are very pretty, but they're the most insecure.
See? All this I'm ugly talk. I'm ugly. I've been with super hot women who are mad insecure. Yeah, I've been with the hottest.
But you've been with them because they're insecure. Anyways, carry on.
Schizophrenic people you'll ever meet, they don't like themselves, and I don't get it. It's like the most weirdest thing. Some of the most attractive women are like, they're the most fragile things on the planet, in the mind, in the spirit, in the heart, because they don't know their life exists in a vacuum of validation.
It's too black and white for me. It's too black and white. You know, sometimes I think you think you live on one side. Yeah, I know, black and white. I know. It's funny with his albino stuff, but you live on one side and then you just make this caricature of attractive people. Like, oh, all attractive people are insecure or they don't like themselves or they can't say the truth. It's like, no, there's plenty of attractive people who are very giving, considerate, kind, passionate people who are full of confidence, and it's not just built off their looks. Right? And there's some ugly people who are also ugly on the inside. There's ugly on the outside as they are on the inside. They're just vile human beings, okay? All right? You know, we have this idea ugly people are the ones we always have to root for. They're the underdogs. No, I know ugly people are just fucking shit people, all right? And vice versa. Being part of one camp does not make you a good person. Just because you struggled and you were made fun of does not mean that you're like some good person underneath. Some of y'all just bad people too.
This is not a Disney movie.
No, it's not.
Like that.
It's not. Like, I've met some attractive women who are some of the sweetest human beings, and they're always consistent that they've been at their entire lives. But I think we make these characters because we're not part of one club. We need to ostracize the other one and then make them come down, right? Oh, rich people are all these money grubbing. It's just not the case. And there's some poor people out there that y'all know are just trash. They're stealing, they're beating people up, they're raping folks. It is what it is. Watching this guy's video, it just felt like everyone's in one camp or the other. And that to me, I don't think is just very honestly reflective. It just sounds like you're speaking from a place of hurt and you want to kind of pejoratively speak about the other side. So
that's not the point, but that's what you end up doing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You still think he's really ugly now that you've heard the whole thing?
Nope.
I'm just saying, that dude, I looked at him for 2 seconds, and if you told me a guy with a bunch of hot women, I would not be shocked. The other guy from the other video, my experience, if you'd have told me him, I'd have been like, yo, we need some investigators. Where the CIA at? We need some, yo, get the feds on this, because I don't understand how this is happening. So I'm just trying to say there's levels to everything. Now, sometimes people want to claim they nerds, but really they just watched a few Marvel movies. It feels like some people want to claim they ugly because they got rejected sometimes. Chill. You're not ugly. You're just human. People say no.
And also, if your ugly experience is really just what happened in when you were in school and stuff like that, you're no longer in that stage no more. You know what I mean? A lot of people are ugly back then. So it's like our heads nearly like 3 times the rest of our body when that's not a real proportion. You know what I mean? Other than that, so you talk about, oh yeah, I'm ugly. That's present tense. And then why you ugly? Well, because when I was a kid, that was the past. Tell me why you're ugly now. Tell me why you're ugly now. All because you know the magazine and this and that. Actually, and sometimes in the Vogues, there is sometimes people that look like you and they are models. You know, people that have like a lot of freckles because they get out of there and they become models. People that are not, they're not in the spectrum of what we think, they still look good because they're appealing. They have an appealing face. Tell me why now. If the most of your explanation is from back then, that don't really count.
No.
That don't really count as for now. Yeah, maybe you was ugly back then, but what do you know when you were a kid? You don't even dress your goddamn self. You don't even make your lunch.
That's a good point.
You don't even make your lunch. You don't dress yourself. You don't. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of factors around you that makes that you're ugly. But really, it's not ugly or not ugly. It's privilege or not. Okay. And so right now, tell me now.
Yeah. I think I figured it out.
Go ahead.
I think we're all living our own experience as like a first-person protagonist type thing. And then our reference is always in reference to like attractive people because they're the ones we see in the media,
Yeah.
they're the ones we see on magazine, and they're the ones we see on social media. And we're like, I'm not living that life. I'm not getting their kind of response. If I'm not part of their club, I must inherently be part of the ugly club because I'm not in that tribe.
Yeah.
But the realization is like most of us are somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because the downtrodden, the truly poor people, the ones you'll never really get to witness unless you go to some of these fucking slums, you don't know their experience. You live somewhere here in the middle where you still got issues, but you don't got this bottom tier, but you also don't have this one. And because you're not here at the top layer, right, of the cake, you feel like you must be straight at the bottom. It's just not the case. So because that's just our frame of reference. Our frame of reference is the ones we see all the time.
Also, what happened when I was a kid, I was treated like what he says he was treated. You know what I mean? I was treated like an ugly kid. I even say it. When I was a kid, I was an ugly kid because I was also invisible, right? But being invisible is actually being average. Sometimes you're not ugly. It's just that the people around you are just silent. So they don't voice their thing out. And the people that are voicing, they're voicing the ugly, but the people that are attracted or whatever, they just don't voice it out because of shy, whatever, whatnot. So you only believe one thing. And our brain as human beings, we always often sometimes focus
On negative.
Most of the time we focus on the negative, even if there's a bunch of positive. We have all these comments, all these positive comments, that one negative comment is going to get at you. So you disregard all the positive comments.
Didn't you tell me that you had some times where some girls approached you and tried to hit on you and just like, nah, you're lying?
Because of the lived experience in the past, but yes, absolutely.
Right.
When
So
I
it
was a
doesn't
kid.
mean that you weren't necessarily invisible. It's like, first off, it's terrifying to go and approach your crush.
Yeah.
Because I know I was a giant pussy when
Yeah.
I was in school. So there's probably a lot of people who did like you or did find you cute or attractive or whatever, but they just didn't even think about approaching
But
you.
the ones that were loud were the ones that thought I was ugly. It's really
Right.
easy to say that I was ugly. So
Right.
was I really ugly? Maybe not.
I don't even think you necessarily were invisible.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
there was people who seen you. You know what? Just like you said, they just weren't voicing it.
You were not voicing it.
Yeah.
So you have to take that in accountability and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the gist of it and what I gotta say.
Those are good observations. I like that. I like that what you said in regards to what happened to you as a kid doesn't necessarily define you today. That's all for today's video. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys agree, disagree with us? Do y'all think this guy's really ugly? I don't know. Let us know.